channel. Today I'm going to be making Crockpot Meatloaf, and in a moment I will be walking you through step by step on how to make a delicious meatloaf that will come out of the crock pot into a loaf form. At this time, look for the red subscribe word and click on it. Also give the video a big thumbs up and tap the bell for future notifications. All this helps me out and grows as a channel. I know some of you subscribe and unsubscribe, but try not to unsubscribe. Try to subscribe and help me grow to get to that 200 mark so I can go further and finally reach the 1,000 subscribers level so I can go live and get more subscribers. I have a lot of people who watch me on a regular basis, and I appreciate that very much. Why not take the time to click that red subscribe button? I am going to switch the camera angle so you can see what I am doing with the vegetables that I have to prep for the meatloaf, and we'll get right into the recipe. I have already minced an onion, and I'm going to put some into the crock pot. I'm going to put some into my bowl. So about half of the medium onion in the crock pot and half in the bowl. I'm going to take 3 celery stalks, including the leafy greens on them. And I'm going to chop about a ½ inch thick all the way down to the end of the celery sticks. Love the smell of fresh celery. Now I take my celery and I cut the ends off and wrap them in paper towels. If you're a regular viewer, you have seen me do this. And it keeps my celery fresh for at least a week or 2. And I also do it with lettuce. And you can do it with broccoli. I take my bananas apart because if they stay bunched together, they tend to brown together. They last a lot longer when you take them apart. I'm going to put half into the crock pot like the onion. And I'm going to put about a tablespoon into the bowl. Always include the leafy greens. Do not discard them because that's where all the flavor and nutrition is. I'm going to prep the bell pepper. Make sure you take the little sticker off. Put that in my food bowl there. And when you prep a bell pepper, the only thing that you should waste from a bell pepper is the crown and the inside. The seeds will regrow. I'm not much of the gardener. I would love to learn how to grow tomatoes indoors so I can have fresh tomatoes all year. And chop the crown of this bell pepper and put it into the crock pot. I'm going to use just half of this bell pepper, because I'm going to save the other half for something else. And I'm going to cut them about a ½ inch, about julienne style. That's what the julienne's about, a julienne, maybe a little more than a ½ inch. And then you're going to cut again, so you get a little bit of the diced bell peppers. And I'm going to put these into the bowl. You can certainly do this in the oven, but I prefer the crock pot. It just comes out juicier and not as dry and more into a loaf form that you're looking for in the meatloaf. Mine used to fall apart, but I've gotten really good at it in the past few months. I'm all done with the chopping part. Now I'm going to take 2 eggs. Doesn't matter what size eggs. Crack them right into the bowl. Add 3 teaspoons of fresh black cracked pepper. You can use measuring spoons. I eyeball it. And the spice master. And you're going to add 3 teaspoons of garlic. The magic 3, I call them. Or like a hat trick. A hat trick of spices. That's 3 teaspoons. And then, just about a teaspoon of the onion soup mix. Ooh. Poof. Smoke like magic. And you're going to take your spaghetti sauce, 15-ounce can, whatever you have on hand in your cupboards. Meatloaf is a pantry staple recipe. I always have everything on hand to make my meatloaf. And you're going to add half into the bowl and the other half into the crock pot. And I will show you a full view of my crock pot once the meat is inside. You take your ketchup and about a tablespoon. Add your ground beef and break it up. Give your hands a quick rinse. And I'm going to put the panko breadcrumbs, about 1.5 cups. Cover the ground beef generously. So it looks like this. Then you're going to get your hands into the bowl and you're going to mix it all in. And don't be afraid to add more panko if you need to. I'm going to add a little more panko so it's the consistency that I like. About 1/2 cup. About 1/2 cup to a cup. I know I said 1/2 cup, but I think a cup will work. This time I'm going to keep one hand out of the bowl so it stays clean and kind of guide pushing so it gets thoroughly mixed, all the spices and ingredients. Now you're going to take your crock pot and dump it into the bowl, from the bowl to the crock pot, and then you're going to form it into a loaf. Just by taking your hands and mushing it into a loaf form. Just going to sprinkle a little more panko on it. About a tablespoon, just to ensure its fullness. My mom used to use breadcrumbs, and I did too, from loaves of bread. But I found that it never came out correctly and it would always crumble. Just kind of rub it in. You can reform the loaf if you need to. Play around with it. That looks perfect. So now I'm going to put it back into a loaf. There we go. And I'll give you an aerial view of the meatloaf as soon as I rinse my hands again, so you can see what it looks like in the crock pot. Now this is going to sit on low for about 6 hours. Rinse your hands often when working with meat. Here's what the meatloaf looks like. Now, I am doing it in a loaf form with celery and bell pepper in it. Normally I just leave it at the bottom of the crock pot, but I'm feeling a little adventurous today and confident that my meatloaf will turn out the way I hope to. And whether it does or not, I will take a video clip of it and I'll put it in tomorrow's dinner video, which is going to be kielbasa beef stew. And my husband is looking forward to that one. At this time, march on over to that red subscribe word and click on subscribe and give the video a big thumbs up and tap that bell for future notifications so you can get all my cooking videos as well as my cleaning and extreme cleaning and decluttering videos. I like to coach people to motivate them to clean and stay cleaned, as well as to teach them how to use the crock pot. I have in my schedule for my videos dates where I'll be starting to use my Dutch oven instead, and you'll notice a big difference, and it will go into the oven instead of into the crock pot. So I'm looking forward to learning how to use the Dutch oven with everyone. So make sure you please subscribe so you can be a part of my growing family. I would like to get up to 200 so I can work my way up to that 1,000 mark. And if everyone who views, because I'm getting the views according to my analytics, I can be at that 1,000 subscribe mark by Valentine's Day. So please help a small channel grow, and have a great day.